Welcome back to your weekly tarot forecast. This is Mika, and I'm coming to you with the forecast for September 18th to September 24th. I think that's right. The correct date will be in the video title, of course, but coming to you with this week's forecast. I apologize if the video seems a little dark. My apartment does get a lot of natural light, so I don't have to use like the ring light or anything, but today it's been very overcast here in Charlotte, North Carolina, so hopefully I have enough natural light to work with and this video isn't too dark at all. So let's go ahead and get started using the Tazama Tarot again and the Animal Apothecary. I'll probably switch out the decks for fall once it officially starts in a few days. But for now, let's call in our honorable, venerable, benevolent spirit guides and guardian spirits of those watching this channel. I'm calling in my guardians and spirits to use me as a vessel. I'm calling in spirit to use me as a vessel to deliver these messages for us to take into our week for the next consecutive 7 days. Calling in, opening the space for a clear message that we can utilize for our highest and greatest good. Calling in clear messages that contribute to our elevation and ascension. And let's pray started. Okay, see, we're not going to be doing this. Okay. Put those aside. Focus on the week ahead. This is our collective themes from last week. Themes for this week. Yeah, we'll keep going. Beginning, middle, and potential concerns / obstacles and our guidance for the week. If it looks like more cards than last week, that's because it is. This is a spread that I have been using for a long time, and I play with expanding or reducing by 1 or 2 cards. So we have last week's themes as just a review, and we have this week's themes to set the tone for the week. All right, enough chatter. We'll get to these cards at the end. But for now, collectively, we've got the Magician. If you have been turning up your magic, tuning into your inherent and natural abilities, leveraging them, utilizing them, congratulations, good job, keep doing it. If you have not, this is your call to start doing so. The Magician reminds us that we already have everything we need at our disposal to initiate our own elevation and expansion, or to continue it if we've already started doing the work. The Magician operates from a place of abundance, meaning they already know that no matter how little what is within their reach may seem to someone else, they already know what they have is enough, and more than enough to get started. The Magician is also calling us to trust in our ability to make shit happen. If you ever see people like, what is his name? David Copperfield. I'm probably dating myself by bringing up his name, but if you see people like David Copperfield and what's the other one? Chris Angel, they get up there and they work with all the confidence required to pull off the stuff that they do, whether you believe what they're doing is real or not. It's that kind of faith, that kind of trust we're being called upon to have within ourselves and what we have in our have within our reach, and to have trust in our ability to do what we know and to do it with confidence. Also, this card is just absolutely beautiful. I'm losing the natural light, so you can't really see the artwork, the actual sketch in the drawing in the artwork, but this is my favorite card in this deck. We're being called upon to either develop a deeper trust in our abilities and work from abundance, or to get started and to also work from a place of abundance. Last week's themes reminded us that we're the only ones holding ourselves back at this point. With the Five of Wands, our struggles at this stage in our lives are internal. And as the adage goes, as above, so below, our internal struggles can manifest externally. If we do not take care to resolve or at least establish some kind of protocols that prevent those inner struggles from A, dominating our lives and becoming our personality trait, and B, prevent those internal struggles from bleeding out and affecting ourselves and the people around us negatively. Using that energy from those internal battles and transmuting them into energy you can use is the name of the game here. How can you transform the energy from what you've been through into energy that you can direct into the things, into the actions that you must take in order to elevate your life? For this week, we have the King of Wands pulling on that confidence message again. Yes, you've been through it, but you are experienced enough, and you have experienced enough to know that all the stuff you went through has prepared you for the work that you need to do now, that you should be doing now. And to walk with the attitude of everything I need to do now is nothing compared to the stuff that I had to endure. I'll say it again. The things that are required of me now in order to elevate are nothing compared to the stuff that I already endured. You're being called upon to act like you got it, and then do what it is you got to do in order to actually acquire it. Getting to the beginning of the week, we have the Seven of Wands. You're moving forward with knowledge and experience. You're leading the charge, and you're leading it with support. But you cannot stay where that support is forever. You're being called upon to remember that change is constant. You're being called upon to remember that, yes, while where you are at may be comfortable, you still have to take lead and take charge in your life and allow those lessons to serve as guardrails to keep you from regressing and falling back into your old ways. There's also a bit of grieving here. You're mourning who you used to be. After all the astrological changes that have been happening and all the retrogrades that are currently happening, a lot of people are going through it. They are feeling the changes from the decisions that they're making in order to elevate their lives, and the people who are not doing anything to elevate their lives, they're also feeling that pressure to leave the past behind and to step into the unknown, to embrace the unknown and the potential that lies within it. It's okay to grieve the comfort zone, but you cannot live there anymore. And understand that your comfort zone is going to constantly shift with every elevation, every ascension, every promotion, every upgrade that you make and achieve. So they're saying, yes, you're doing the work. Yes, we know you're tired. Yes, we know you want to settle, but do not settle. Mourn your past self and then get on with it. That's your beginning of the week message. For the middle of the week, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Know that you're progressing, even if it doesn't seem that way or feel that way or even look that way materially. Know that any work that you put in is going to yield fruit. You just have to trust yourself to continue doing that work, to continue maintaining your routines, to maintain the mindset that you've chosen to cultivate that grows these seeds that you've planted earlier in the year, maybe even last year. But also patience. Patience. Things don't happen overnight. A tree doesn't grow overnight. Trees take time to fully grow to their maximum height, if they even have one. Flowers take time to bloom. Fruit and your fruit and vegetables, those of you who are gardeners or they're playing at gardener, they have plants, y'all already know that plants take time to grow and flourish, and they flourish in direct proportion to the energy you put into their care. And even if you give them the best soil, the best nutrients, like the cleanest water, like the tears of God itself, you still have to wait for them to grow and to bloom. So patience, nurture yourself as you wait and allow these things to process, to allow the process to process, and to celebrate what you have already achieved. Even as you're looking back to the past and you're kind of missing, the comfort and even the people, the familiarity of your previous life, you're being told to focus more on the positive aspects of that previous life. Look at the things you evolved from, that you came out of, and look at the things you actually did very well in, that you succeeded in. It may have been raises. Pentacles is about money. You may have made a shit ton of money at one point. You may have gotten that promotion. You may have won that award, won that contest. You may have performed in that big show. Celebrate those things and take that energy, take that joy, that feeling of pride, and plant new seeds with it. And nurture those seeds just like you nurture these things that you're already focused on growing and developing. And for the end of the week, we have the moon. All will be revealed. If you've been wondering, why do I gotta be the one to do all this work in the family, that will be revealed. If you're wondering why I gotta go through all this shit, that will be revealed too. If you're engaging in any kind of spiritual work, or you're just starting and you're like, why does it have to be this way? You're gonna be shown that too. All your why questions are gonna be revealed, but you have to have faith in what it is you're already doing. Any secrets that are being held from you are also likely to be revealed at this time, but you're going to get it from an unexpected source. The people who are withholding it from you, they're not going to come forward in a way that you prefer. Expect middlemen, expect mediators. It could be like a random email or a text telling you what's good. But you also have to keep in mind that the message that you get may not exactly be the message you were expecting, but it's going to be the message that you need to move forward. And this isn't just in one area of life, it's going to affect all areas of your life. Keep in mind that major arcana cards are the full picture of the situation, whereas our minor arcana cards hint at the details. So to close out the week, everything is going to become that much clearer. You just have to let go of your expectation of what the revealing is supposed to look like. For those of us who do spiritual work, expect downloads. Expect messages from the dream world, from your spirit guides, from your ancestors. If you are new to these spiritual streets, you're going to get a lot of messages. You're going to get some stuff revealed to you. Some of it you're not going to understand right away. This is where it would be valuable to write down the messages that you're getting, even if it sounds really weird and obscure. A lot of the times when we receive messages from beyond the veil, they send them in a way that we can unpack them with our current understanding. So if it seems like gibberish to you, I promise you it's not gibberish. You just gotta sit with it and decipher it. Be patient with yourself. Those of us who've been walking these spiritual streets for a while, you know what it is. So receive the messages, sit with them, meditate with them, take some time to really digest what's being communicated, and get back to work. Potential obstacles and concerns, we have the King of Cups. Check your emotions. Check in with yourself spiritually. You may be doing the work, but are you just going through the motions, or are you truly invested in the work that you are doing? I'm getting some petty male energy. I'm getting some spiritual mess that you may be trying to work through. When I say spiritual mess, it doesn't necessarily mean you may be having a hard time, or you're trying to figure things out and it's hard, quote unquote. When I say spiritual mess, I mean checking your karma. Are you meditating? Are you doing any spiritual baths, any spiritual cleansings? Checking in with the men in your life emotionally, if you are with one or you deal with them. There's also an element of surprise here. I'm getting He may not be the one you need to speak to, but he's going to tell you what you need to know. That's straight download from spirit. This may or may not be an obstacle depending on how you react or receive the message. Problem person could be revealed by excuse me. He's giving petty. Like, he's giving petty. If you are dealing with petty men, or if you are dealing with any individual who presents a lot of masculine energy but is petty, be mindful. Check in with your own energy and emotions. If you know you carry a lot of masculine energy and you're always assertive, you may want to cool off because your assertiveness is becoming an obstacle. If you live in your emotions, you may want to check in with yourself and do some protocols, do some meditation to unpack why you're sitting in those emotions the way that you are. And start some routines, some healings, some cleansings and clearings, cut and clear to come out of those emotions. When it comes to the past, we revisit to glean the lessons. We don't revisit to dwell on our pain. And also remember that a cool head leads to peace. There's a lot going on in the world. You probably have a lot going on in life. Keep a cooler head. Don't fall into pettiness. Get what you need to know, do what you need to do, and maintain your peace. And our guidance is the Queen of Wands. Again, do what you know you got to do. Do it confident. Tap into your creativity. There's also a spiritual element here. Trust your intuition. Trust the ideas that you get. Trust your ability to nurture and foster those ideas into something material. Also, fuck it. If you really desire to do a thing, then do it. If you don't have all the resources required, start small. You want to paint that picture? Yo, go on Amazon. They sell paint sets cheap. They sell brushes cheap. I just bought a set for like $10 and it has all the brushes in it. Canvas, you can order. Amazon is an online art supply store if you are in a pinch and need supplies quick. But that's just an example, right? The Queen of Wands is like, you know what you got to do, own what you got to do, create it with what you already know and have, and be proud of it. Own who you are. Own the skills and the gifts that you have, and use them to overcome whatever pettiness, whatever spiritual pettiness, difficulties that you might be dealing with right now. There is a lot going on. It may not necessarily feel fair, especially come end of week when things are revealed to you, especially when you're working as hard as you are to make things better. You're doing the things you're supposed to be doing. You know it takes time, but you feel like things aren't moving. Own and be proud of what you have already accomplished. Don't dwell on feelings of inadequacy. Don't feel compelled to compare yourself to other people's success and where they're at or anything. Don't try to mimic what they're doing. Water is also reflective. And the King of Cups is someone who, in their ideal state, has no need to mimic anything. They trust themselves enough, emotionally and spiritually, to bring into their lives what it is they desire. They have mastered their emotions, which allows them to focus on the things they desire to create. It allows them to own who they are and what they create. So you're doing good this week, but stay focused on moving forward. Trust that even as you are working things out, you're planting these seeds, you're harvesting what you can in order to keep nurturing the path. Know that everything is going to be revealed in the way that you need so you can move on to the next level, or if you're just beginning, you receive clarity on the path that's ahead of you. Now, let's get to these cards that flew out. The Emperor. Discipline. Check your discipline. Do you need to do more? Do you need to do less? What are your routines like? Do you trust your own routines? Are you committed to your own routines? Are you taking control of your own life? Or are you trying to forfeit it to others? Those are important questions to ask right now. No one is coming to save you. It's your life. You can be the emperor and sit in authority over your own life, or you can forfeit it to someone else and be disappointed with those results. But if you want better, it starts with discipline in your routines. Discipline is a tool, not a burden. Three others fell out. I don't even know what order to start. We'll start with the bottom. Queen of Cups. Mother yourself. Give yourself the emotional nurturing that you need at this time, if you are in need of it. If you are blessed to still have a maternal figure in your life that you can trust and respect, and also loves and respects you in return, that is beautiful. Lean on them for support. If you are like myself and you do not have a maternal figure in the living world, turn to the spiritual. Tap into your ancestral mothers. Tap into those feminine deities that you find empowering, inspiring, maternal, and lean on them for support. Especially when you get to disciplining yourself, not as punishment, but as pushing yourself to focus on a routine. You do it gently. If you just waiting on the race cars to go by. I live near the stadium. Christ. I live near the stadium here and they pass through every weekend. Anyway, Queen of Cups, mother yourself. Be gentle with yourself. The next card that fell out, it's so many court cards. King of Pentacles. Your resources. Check your resources. The Magician tells us that we have everything that we need. The King of Pentacles is telling you to check on those resources, see how much more, see what you can create with what you already have. The Pentacles point to our creative abilities, our abilities to work with what we have. We see that the King of Pentacles here is surrounded by lush greenery, and also we can see this as the soldier here who's been tending his garden after coming back from the war, and now he's sitting in a lush garden because he showed patience with himself. He got disciplined with his garden. He treated himself with care, and now he gets to flourish in his garden. I know that sounds pretty abstract, but this is the message that I'm being given. Discipline with grace and mercy for yourself leads to growth and success. And the last card that fell out is the Three of Cups. Celebration. Congratulations. Through doing this work and routines and discipline and cultivating the life that you desire, you eventually meet people who are like-minded and like-spirited. Sorry. This may also just be a general feeling of celebration within yourself. You finally recognize, yes, I've accomplished a lot. I've made it this far. I am going to buy that $90 bottle of wine and turn up by my fucking self. This is that energy, and you deserve it. And after all this stuff going on in our lives, whatever you've got going on, this is really a reminder to celebrate your wins, celebrate what you've already accomplished, nurture that energy, that accomplished, that achieved energy, and channel that into all the aspects of your life. This is a lot to take in, I know, but just like the Queen of Cups, go easy on yourself, show yourself some grace, and you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna get into our oracle card and to wrap this up. The video shouldn't look too dark, which is good. Okay. Again, they just threw up a bunch of cards. My spirits have a lot to say. Metamorphosis, just like we said earlier, we're going through changes, just like the song says. Show yourself some grace, show yourself some patience. Allow yourself the gift of change. Use this time in your cocoon stage to decide how you want to look and feel once you come out. Nourishment while waiting. Again, take care of yourself, take care of your needs, maintain your peace while you wait. Let the process. Rushing is not gonna make it happen any faster. In fact, you might even delay it because your desire to make things happen faster could potentially sabotage. So as you put the process to work, focus on other things that you can do to support the process rather than rush it. It's in you. Trust yourself. You are the answer to your prayer. Again, no one's coming to save you. You've got to develop the trust in yourself and in what you have available and in your own ability to cultivate this life that you desire. And lastly, self-worth, love, value, and respect. develop these, grow these, cultivate these. Whichever it is you find yourself lacking, give these to yourself. And also examine how you experience that within yourself. Examine the source of your self-worth, of your self-love, of your self-value and self-respect. Do you love yourself when all your needs are met? At any time, any day, anywhere? Or do you only love yourself when you feel like someone else is doing less or not as well as you? Where's your self-respect? How do you make yourself feel worthy? Is that an internal thing? Or do you only feel worthy when someone fails at something that you're trying to accomplish? Or when you get the one up on somebody? Examine these areas of your life. Get honest and calibrate accordingly. And that is, wait, is there another card? Okay, I was gonna say there's like a fifth card here. There isn't. That is your WTF. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I am available for readings in the evenings, Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays, 11 to 7 p.m. The link is in my bio to book. I also run a Patreon where you can see these videos the night before. Even as low as $1. Even for as low as $1, you can see this video the night or the day before the general public. And that's all I have. And this was this was a lot this week, but I pray the messages are useful. I pray that you take what you need and you go forth and you cultivate your best life. And until next time.